George, you said during the week in practice, McCaffrey looked pretty damn good.
Decent, right?
Yeah. He looked better today, or is that what you were seeing?
I think he looked good. I don't know what his stats were, but a trifecta inspired by the World Series, passing, rushing, and catching. The catch was pretty filthy, too, back in the end zone. He's a hell of a football player. Really, I think one of my favorite things about him so far is I've known him for a couple of years. I've been a fan of his. Like, I think everyone's a fan of Christian, like just watching his tape. But like being next to him in the locker room, seeing the work that he puts in, the time that he spent with the coaches trying to figure out our offense, how to cut, what the target is. We're trying to run through the C gap, but on the opposite hash. Like he's put so much time in just 1 week, and so you really appreciate that because you can tell how great he wants to be, and I think it just kind of pushes us all a little bit more too. And also, I mean, he's very talented. I mean, you see the cuts that he makes guys miss. He's slippery. So I think he's only going to get better in our offense, and hopefully we can continue to give him the ball and open up those lanes for him.
George, did you take a TD away from you though? That ball looked like it was coming your way.
I mean, I was a clear out on that. Usually we don't run that play from we usually run that from the 20 or the 30. So I was just kind of scrambling around trying to get open. But I think Jimmy saw him. I didn't see Christian at all, and he just snagged that. But hey, I got one at the end, so I'm okay with it.
George, Jimmy said there were no questions from Christian in the huddle. And after that short a time, how impressive is that?
Like I said, he's a guy you can tell every day he wants to be great. And his work ethic shows it. He shows up every single day. He's early, leaves late, takes care of his body, takes care of his mind. Like I said, he's always in the offices with the coaches, just trying to figure out the right way to run the offense as a running back. And it's really fun to see that, and for him to come out there and have 3 touchdowns, it's awesome.
The offense seemed to get better in the second half for a change this week. Was it adjustments, execution? How do you attribute that?
I mean, one thing that Jimmy brought it up to our whole offense was that we've been slow coming out in the second half. We have been, and he's like, we have to whether it's him, whether it's O-line, whether it's wide receivers, tight ends, whoever it is, we have to come out on it. So we just made it a point of emphasis, especially this game, just really come out there and just go for it. Why not? We can't waste a possession. We moved the ball. We didn't score on our opening drive, but we definitely came out a little bit hungry. You could tell our defense got a nice stop, and then after that, our offense was just clicking. Can you silence your phone? Kids these days.
George, probably the most complete offensive performance today. What do you think the ceiling can be for this offense? You can still get Debo back and Juwan Jennings.
Yeah, Debo's decent still, right? I mean, there's a lot of guys on this offense that can move the ball. We have a lot of guys that get yak. We have a lot of guys that get open. And with our offensive line, really, that's what I saw there. I think our offensive line was clicking, especially in the run game. We're moving in, getting holes for Christian, the running backs, giving Jimmy time. I know we had a couple sacks, but I think overall, especially in the second half, we played at a really high level, and it was just everybody was just playing together. And I think that's all it is. And I mean, with all those skill positions, there's no ceiling, really. I mean, we should go out there. We should be getting a lot of points. I mean, that was the biggest difference from this week and last week. We scored touchdowns. And so when you score touchdowns, you win games, and we're just going to continue to try to do that in the red zone.
Christian McCaffrey is first on the backfield. Does it make it easier on your job as run blocker?
When you're running the ball, especially outside zone type of stuff, if you have a running back that's fast enough where you can push the edge and the outside linebacker on the ball, whether it's Leonard Floyd or whoever's out there, and they think that the ball might actually bounce before they cut it up inside, it really eliminates holding calls, makes my job way easier, and also stretches the defense out. So their backside free techniques, the guy that's going to have to make the tackle, and he can't do that all day because he weighs 300 plus pounds. And so Christian's figuring that out, but when you have a running back like that can stretch and cut, because that's not every offense. Not every offense does that. Not every offense asks their running backs to do that. And I think Jeff Wilson does a really good job of it too. Tevin Coleman does a great job of it too. But Christian stepped into that role. I thought he did a good job of setting up his blocks and just allowing us to pave the lane for him.
How would you grade his touchdown pass?
I mean, that was a dot. Perfect, right to BA. Like I said, the pass was awesome. The catch was awesome. That run play that he scored on that was a complete bust by a lot of people, I'm pretty sure, but it worked. So hey, gotta love football, right?
I want to go back to the offensive line. It seems like Aaron Banks is playing really well over the past few weeks. Do you notice that? Do you see a light bulb coming on for you?
Well, yes and no. I mean, Aaron's come a long way. I thought he was a really good player his rookie season. I think it definitely slowed down for him. And just really what it is just being in the offense. We ask our O-line to do a lot of stuff. We have a lot of different plays. A lot of the plays we run once or twice. We have a really We have a very dense run game playbook week in and week out, and while the plays are kind of the same, they're very different every single time. And so for Banks to pick that up, I think he's doing really good. He has been playing at a high level. I know PFF tells you guys that stuff. PFF, love it, hate it, whatever it is. But yeah, no, I think it stands out on film. Whenever I watch the tape, I watch myself. I go back, I watch skill guys, and I make sure I watch the O-line at least once or twice, every single guy. And I think Banks has stood out. I mean, our run game, I think a lot of the guys have stood out in the run game. It's fun to have Brunskill back out there. I think Spence is doing a really good job too, and we're just kind of clicking, and hopefully we can just take this momentum. I honestly hate to go on a bye right now because I feel like we just figured something out, but I'm going to enjoy it, and I'm looking forward to it.
How different is 4?
2 questions there?
Last one.
How does 4 and 4 feel versus 3 and 5 in the bye?
That's a lot different. I will say that. If we would have lost today, that would have been 3 weeks in a row without a win going into the bye week, which makes it 4. That would have, like I said last week, losing sucks, and being able to win this one, to go into the bye, and also, I mean, I feel like I played the Rams like 4 times in 11 weeks of football. So I'm very happy that one's over. We can actually play different teams from now on. So looking forward to that. But it's great going into a bye on a win. You really can't ask for anything better, especially given our situation. And I think we've dropped some. I've said that already. We dropped a couple early on that we probably really shouldn't have. I wish we were sitting at 6-2, but 4-4 with 3 wins in the division. I'm okay with that.
Thanks, George.
Thanks, guys.